the Titanoboa that never died. Deep in the heart of the Amazon, where the forest breathes and the rivers stretch like black veins across the earth, lies a secret older than civilization. The tribes whisper about it only after sunset. Explorers vanish searching for it. Scientists deny it exists, because admitting the truth would rewrite natural history. They call it the creature that should not be, the serpent that defeated extinction itself. Titanoboa. Tonight, we unravel a mystery 58 million years in the making. The fossils that should not exist. In 2009, a team of paleontologists unearthed a discovery in Carrington, Colombia. The fossilized remains of a snake longer than a bus and thicker than an oil drum. Dr. Helena Marquez, one of the researchers, later explained in a shaken interview that surprised even her colleagues. Her voice trembled as she said, "This creature lived in a world far hotter than today's, and the only environment that matches that heat is the Amazon rainforest." But for the tribes of Guaviare, the discovery meant nothing new. One elder, when told of the scientific breakthrough, simply smirked and replied in a calm, unsettling whisper, "Those bones are from its children. The mother still swims." The rubber boom report of 1907. The first modern written sighting came from João Pereira, a Portuguese rubber collector. His report, archived in Manaus, recounts the moment he saw the impossible. A shadow rose from the water, longer than my canoe. Its head was as big as a barrel. The river behind it lifted, as if a boat had passed. Years later, in a taped interview, an old co-worker recalled João returning to Camp Pale and shaking. He said João whispered, "It watched me, not like an animal, like something measuring me." The 1946 Air Force encounter. In 1946, the U.S. Air Force flew mapping missions over Colombia. One low-altitude pilot, Lieutenant Raymond, radioed something that shook the command station. The original transcript is chilling. As the plane banked over a river bend, Lieutenant Raymond's voice cracked through the radio with panic rising. "Control, do you copy? I'm looking at a snake the size of a bridge. Dear God, it's lifting its head." His co-pilot shouted in the background, "Take the photo. Take the photo." The image was taken, locked away, classified. Decades later, when pressed about the incident, Lieutenant Raymond gave one final interview before his death. He leaned in close, voice lowered to a terrified whisper. It raised its head above the canopy and looked straight at our plane. It understood we were watching it. The vanished village of 1954. In 1954, an entire Colombian riverside village, San Luis, was abandoned overnight. No plague, no violence, no explanation. The official report contained only 2 words: animal impossible. One of the last survivors, Dona Mariela, spoke about that night in a trembling voice, as though reliving every second. The river began to shake. Fish jumped onto the land as if fleeing something. Then a black shape, wider than any tree trunk, slid from the water. Not fast, not aggressive, just massive. She paused, voice breaking. The river didn't move around it. It moved because of it. The lost expedition of 1979. The Carrington expedition vanished deep in the Peruvian Amazon. Only their equipment was recovered, including one final audio tape. On the tape, Dr. Carrington's voice is shaky, breathless, and strained with realization. "This vertebra, it isn't fossilized. Something shed this recently." Another team member whispered, "There's something in the water." A massive splash followed, so loud it distorts the recording. Dr. Carrington's next words sound like a man seeing the impossible. "That's not an anaconda. That is not any creature known to science." The tape ends in screaming and silence. When the site was found, the jungle around it looked flattened, as though something thick as a truck had carved a path through it. NASA's thermal shadows. In 2012, NASA's NEMO satellites recorded heat anomalies moving through the Putumayo Basin. Serpentine shapes, 30 to 40 meters long, pushing against river currents. A former NASA technician anonymously revealed, "It wasn't a log. It wasn't a boat. It was warm, alive, and moving with intention." 21st century sightings. 2003 fisherman report. The man trembled as he recounted, "A shadow passed under my boat. The river lifted me like a toy. Something down there was bigger than anything alive today." 2007 logging crew. Workers witnessed treetops swaying in a perfect straight line. One described it as, like a train beneath the soil. 2016, Tacuna Hunter. He whispered in a broken voice. When it hunts, the forest stops breathing. 2023, GoPro Kayaker. A massive shadow moves beneath the water, larger than a minivan. Before the video cuts out, the tribal warning. The oldest tribes say Titanoboa was one of the first beings created in Earth's earliest age, a guardian of the rivers, a being not meant for human eyes. A Guaviare shaman once said in a hushed, fearful tone, "It does not die, it only waits, and when the river is wounded, it wakes." Some tribes believe it is a protector, others believe it hunts anyone who disrespects the jungle, but all agree on one thing: it is still alive. We have fossils proving its existence, century-long eyewitness accounts, a declassified military photograph, disappearing villages, satellite anomalies, a lost expedition, and a rainforest still largely unmapped. Science says Titanoboa died 58 million years ago. The Amazon says otherwise. The question is not could it survive, but did it ever truly disappear? And if you ever find yourself beside a silent Amazon river at night, and the water begins to rise, slowly, without wind, walk away. Some myths never went extinct. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it just as I did. Remember to subscribe to the channel and click on the like button for more. I hope you learned some valuable lessons from this video today. See you in our next video.